Eduardo.
Hi, so this is week 23. I'm going to have to make something big for week 24. Probably nothing. We're not finishing the game by 1 week, so but something will probably come up. Thanks to William and Elon on our Instagram. And by the way, follow our Instagram. We post quite often. A lot of things you guys are gonna see here. Actually, I post a day earlier on Instagram, and we are on Instagram quite often, so you can follow us there more. But yeah, right there. But anyways, thanks to them, they gave us some suggestions and what they think about monetization in game. And the general response is similar, where people like options of supporting and not supporting, but not have that option being the determining factor to ruin the player's ability to enjoy the game. So that's that. And William gave a good example about cosmetic, and he generally leaned towards having the game first and then the expansion for people. So options, and tell me, I think that's generally it. People like options and not have the options weigh against them. So in general for Brave Eduardo, this week we went all out on the world building. Last week I showed some of the plateau. This week I worked on the big plateau interior. I didn't want the interior to be that big, but ended up becoming much bigger. I introduced these new enemies. They use the old animation, the old spider, meg spider animations, but they look a little bit scarier now, and they come from bushes. So if you break bushes on accident, you're gonna have a hard time. I also started working on the desert. The desert's interior, I'm still working on that, so I didn't show it in the video before, but the interior desert house is gonna look amazing. So next week it's super atmospheric. And the big part is I want the desert to be big, gigantic, and very, very confusing. I've already tried this in the old city in the demo, and but that was a little bit too complex for a lot of people. I wanted the desert to be gigantic, expansive, and you're gonna have hard time exploring. But if you have a compass, which I'm gonna draw soon, you will be able to fully lock down the teleporter to the next scene correctly. So that's gonna be a cool part. Another thing I'm gonna try to do is play around with the day-night time cycle again too. I think the desert especially is very day-night cycle specific. So I'm gonna use day-night cycle to affect the weather and how you can find the oasis and how to, successfully and without harm navigate through the desert. And that's going to be really cool. So that's next week. And finally, I worked on a lot of animation. So Kushan from Gamera Games gave us some suggestions about the things that he thought we can do better. And hopefully you guys like it too. It's just the small things, when you get injured. Now, it used to be one frame. So you hit someone, they go, ah. And then when you're juggling, they go, ah. But now it's going to be like, and then get stuck. So there's a few more frames in between. And so is the death animation. Dhruv already gave me the ability to have the death animation play once the enemy hits the ground, and I think it looks really nice. You guys can let me know what you think. So next week it's going to be fully on the desert. I want the desert, like I said, to be expansive. The interior, I want it to be the best interior of a house I've ever made. So that's going to take some time. It looks great. I feel really, really happy when working on these things. I have something done every single day as well. Dhruv is fixing a lot of the bugs, most notably the apply status and the deal damage, and a couple of things here and there. Matt is actually, we just set, okay, so I don't know if you guys care, but we separated the loot. So depending on what kind of loot drop, the sound will be different as well. So that's what Matt's been working on, and very excited to hear what he has done. I am also super excited to see when Matt has all the music ready. So that's going to be super exciting. But yeah, that's generally it. I know it's week 23 out of 24. So hopefully next week it'll be something more exciting. But it's not going to be the completed game, unfortunately. But we are getting close. Yep. All right. Bye, guys.